I think it'll be loans, just loans, and then maybe a cheapie.
I think centre back and winger.
Ben Gibson. Ben Gibson. Ben Gibson. Ben Gibson. Ben Gibson.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Canary Cast. We're back with another transfer special. Jacob's with me for a change, or not? Jacob, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, all good. Can't complain, mate. Right, we're discussing the three players today: Ben Gibson, Ethan Ampadu, and Jamal Lewis, and that ongoing saga with Liverpool. There's been a few changes there. We'll discuss Ben Gibson first, though, because Jacob's had his crystal ball out. It's gone straight to his head. The ego is unbearable at the moment.
Yeah, mate. Well, first the Jamal Lewis video getting over 1,000 views. Very thankful for everybody who watched that, and so that was enough. And then seeing Ben Gibson links that seem to become a little bit more into reality, aren't they? We said back in January at the start of this video, kind of about him potentially joining, because he kind of ticks every Stuart Webber box, and it could actually happen. Yeah, it'd be a fantastic sign, I think.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. I've done some background research on his last couple of seasons since he went to Burnley, so I'll go through that for context. So before he joined Burnley, he had 204 appearances for Borough, 38 of them in the Prem, so can't grumble at that. Then August 2018, he goes to Burnley for a club record fee, which I found unbelievable, 15 million. Since then, it's gone downhill, to be honest with you. He's made 6 appearances. This season just gone, he played 90 minutes in a 3-1 loss to Sunderland in the EFL Cup. He was captain, though. That's a silver lining. Season before that, he played 63 minutes at Goodison Park, and then he played a 3rd and 4th round tie of the FA Cup and a couple of Europa League qualifiers. That is it. Jacob, this is not a bloke that's played an awful lot of football the last 2 seasons.
No, but like you say before that, I think for Borough, when they went up, he played every game, every minute. So, or pretty much every minute, and being linked with the likes of Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, you could keep going. And he was in the England call-up, wasn't he, in and around that squad. And yeah, Burnley spending massive money on him, which is really surprising for them, isn't it? Obviously, Sean Dyche liked the look of him. And you kind of think it's a match made in heaven, really. You know, good, solid English centre-back, Sean Dyche, it works fully well. But yeah, it's been a bit tricky for him the last couple of years, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has. Certainly more fortunate at Borough. On the topic of Borough, he's been training with them since February. I think we established, Jacob, February.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Yeah, Feb.
Sweet. And his uncle is also Steve Gibson, the Borough chairman. So, I mean, that'd probably be the easy option for him if they could afford to get a deal over the line, Jacob.
I think that's a big thing, isn't it? If they can. Obviously, they've had him, since February, and you'd imagine if they were kind of thinking they could have got it done, they would have done by now. I know Neil Warnock is definitely after him. They won't be buying him permanently, absolutely no chance. They would be kind of loaning him in. I think I read a report on the Northern Echo recently that he's obviously on about 45k a week, and Middlesbrough, big money, 45k a week, and Borough can only pay a maximum about 15. And I think that's where Norwich could potentially swoop in and either buy him for a cut price deal or potentially just loan him and give a bigger chunk of the wages to Burnley.
I think if he comes to Norwich or Borough or elsewhere, he is probably going to have to take he will have to take a wage drop, won't he? There's no one's going to pay him 45k a week. So my thinking was, if you're going to take a wage cut and your options are Norwich or your uncle's club Borough, I think you would be more.
The one he supports as well. Yeah, the one his boyhood club as well.
Yeah. I just thought you would be more, if you're going to take a pay cut anyway, you're more likely to do it for the club you support, and that's what's making me think perhaps we won't get this one across the line if it is to be believed.
Well, the only thing is, it's probably not going to be up to him, is it? Burnley are going to want a big money either way. So they're either going to want to get a decent chunk back transfer-wise, which Borough can't afford, or they're going to want a lot of the wages paid for, which again, Borough can't afford. So in an ideal world, I imagine, he would like to go back to Borough, but I really can't see it happening there. And Norwich at the moment look like the only team that properly have a strong enough interest in him.
How much money can you see Stuart Webber risking on him for a permanent signing?
See him risking it? I would imagine Burnley will be looking for around at least 8 million. I can't see us paying near that. Because you remember, like 15 million, it's a lot of money, even cutting it by half, still 8 million, is it? So for us, what we'd spend on him, 5 max.
I think
think,
that
yeah,
might be the sort of Wendia type deal as well, where they get a lot of that after promotion.
Yeah, and like we've seen quotes saying Stuart Webber said our record transfer was Grant Hanley since we've been here, which is around 3.5, and we could potentially spend over that for the right player. And in my mind, this is probably the right player, perfect age, perfect fit for the defence, and just everything really. So I think 5 million. Burnley fans might kind of laugh and say, yeah, you're never getting him for that, but at the minute, I don't know if he's worth that much more really, considering he hasn't played well at all, like you said earlier, for the last couple of years.
Yeah, I can't see us paying any more than that, if that. So anyway, Jacob, final word on Ben Gibson. Can you see it happening? Are you excited by it? If we did get him in, what are you expecting?
Well, I think the reason he hasn't played is because obviously Tarkowski and me have been very good and very consistent there, haven't they? Surprised he hasn't really been getting in behind Kevin Long as kind of the third choice backup. But I think there's reports there that he kind of had a bust up with Ian Woan, the Burnley assistant manager, kind of went to blows, and that's why he was at Borough. So you'd have to look at his kind of professionalism there, because obviously you don't want a player that's going to try and rock the boat. For me, it's a player who has been used to playing football, has gone to a club, hasn't been able to play football, and is kind of venting his frustration in probably the wrong way, realistically. I think he's probably been criticised quite a lot by Sean Dyche, Ian Woan, the backroom staff, because they wanted a lot more from him, didn't they? In terms of can I see it happening? Yes, I think Norwich do need a centre back. Obviously, Ben Godfrey touted we're going, and we do have 3 injury prone centre backs. This lad is not really had too many injuries at Burnley, not really had any injuries at Borough, so I don't think that's a problem. Getting back to match fitness will take some time and getting back to it, but he knows the Championship very well. Like you said, he's played over 100 odd games in the Championship, so he'll be comfortable there. I think he'd be the perfect fit, mate. Left-footed, natural balance, as we always say. When he played the 38 games for Middlesbrough in the Prem, he had over 80% pass completion rate, which is good for a team that under Aitor Karanka did not dominate the ball at all. So for me, the perfect signing, and leader, was captain at Borough, and has Burnley as well. So for me, ticks every box.
Yeah, me too. I think we should try and get it across the line. I'm not that confident that we will, though, because of just Borough's involvement. I think he'd be more willing to go there if they can sort it out. Anyway, let's move on to perhaps the shortest transfer rumour in our club's history, Ethan Ampadu. Apparently, we were getting him on loan from Chelsea, and 5 minutes later, we weren't.
I was absolutely buzzing as well for those 5 minutes. I was thinking, this guy is, I watched him against Spurs, and I know it was only a one-off game. I did watch a couple of other Bundesliga games he did playing, and he's so far too good for the Championship. He would have been up there with one of the best easily. I don't think he would have had to particularly try that hard to be easily above the rest of the players he was with. Fantastic on the ball, good enough in the air, uses his body well, has got a magnificent football brain for a 19-year-old. To be honest, I'm surprised Chelsea don't have him in around their squad. I think he's good enough to. Well, you look at the other night when they're just conceding goals for fun. I think he's got a better footballing brain than Zuma. I think he's better than passing the ball out than him. So I think a few Chelsea fans are surprised that he's not in there yet. Can play defensive midfield, does so for Wales. Watched him numerous times there, looks comfortable. Centre back in a back three, everything would have worked perfectly. But yeah, like Michael Bailey said, just unrealistic, unfortunately. Would love to have seen it happen, but yeah, unfortunately it can't.
So we can't complain. It's fair enough. If Premier League team has taken him on loan, then we can't do anything about that. So on that note, let's move on. That's the ingoing transfers done for now. Let's talk more about how this Jamal Lewis saga has unravelled, Jacob, because it seems like Liverpool have turned their attentions to the Olympiacos wing back instead. Whether that's a ploy to then reinstate their interest in Jamal Lewis, we'll wait and see. But I'm very pleased that Stuart Webber is holding firm on his asking price.
I think the lad is definitely going. I think he's flown to Liverpool getting medicals done. I think that is done. There was an interesting point. A Liverpool fan kind of talked to us on Twitter the other day, at Canary, if you follow him, and kind of said that we evaluate Lewis more than obviously 10 million, and Liverpool are only happy to pay 10 million. So neither really were budget. And like you said, I'm really kind of happy that we've got someone in charge of the football inside that says, no, just because you're Liverpool, you can't walk all over us. there's a reason why he has a long-term contract. There's a reason why he's been playing for Norwich for as long as he has. They know his ability. They know how good he can be. And yeah, why should we be walked all over? You see so many stupid comments from Liverpool fans, and I know it's not all of them, just a small kind of cluster of them, but saying, why would you reject the European champions? Well, it's one club to another. Like, you don't go to Tesco and go, that bread's worth £1 when it's £2.50, for example. It just doesn't work, does it? So yeah, I'm very happy that we're standing firm, and I think Jamal will be disappointed. So it's a move of a lifetime. It might not happen again, but I can still see Premier League clubs coming in for him, potentially Leicester, maybe Chelsea, maybe even United.
Yeah, let's talk about how it might unsettle Jamal Lewis, because I think, especially for a young player, he's actually got quite a professional head on his shoulders. I mean, Stuart Webber and Daniel Farker have both said in interviews that he's almost a leader before his time, in the fact how professional he is for his age. Can you see him kicking up any sort of fuss or not?
No, again, you see a lot of fans say, you're going to be with an unsettled, disruptive player now. For me, absolutely not. You see a lot of his interviews and he seems very mature, very level-headed, like you say. And to be fair, again, like a lot of these young lads, they've got to give Norwich credit in terms of we've boosted them to that level. I know they've taken their chance, but someone had to give it to them. No one else was in on any of them before they came to Norwich, realistically, were they? So for me, I don't think he'll kick up a fuss. I do still expect him to go. I think the club will expect him to go, because you look at Sam McCallum, I think he's ready to play in the Championship. So again, moving doors, I see Leicester as potentially the place he will end up.
Yeah, I think we need Digne to go from Everton and Chilwell to go from Leicester, if I'm honest. I think that's probably half the reason Webber is so adamant on that price, and rightly so. Keep doing that, definitely. I think that wraps it up for now, really, doesn't it? Anything else we wanted to add?
Yeah, mate, no, I think that's all good. We'll just get out of the Ben Gibson fan club whenever we can, keep replaying that clip of us in January saying that he should have come. So we were right. This is the best place to be for player suggestions. Gutted for Jamal, really. But apart from that, you keep moving and we'll keep doing videos on numerous links of players as quickly as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week, and please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Yeah.